Good morning, I'm Chris Fox, and welcome to day 19 of the 21 Day Novel Challenge. As you can see, I've got big old bags under my eyes. I am really tired, my hair is messed up from the rain, and I would badly like to take a nap. It has been a long haul. I'm nearing the end of this challenge, and I've worked really hard to get all this stuff done. But because I'm in the home stretch, it's one of you kind of reach this freeing point where it doesn't matter what obstacles in your way, you're so close to done, you're just going to do it. So I don't think I'll have any problems with today's editing, even though it'll be the hardest day. Then I will move smoothly in Saturday and maybe Sunday to finishing the book. I might be able to finish it on Saturday, we'll see. But yeah, definitely the tail end of this, which feels really good because man, am I tired. I can't wait to be done with this. I may even take a day or two off, which goes against my workaholic nature. In any case, let's go ahead and move into the QA portion of this video. And after that, we'll talk a little bit more about today's editing. So the top question that I've received in the last few days has been, do I run writing sprints when I'm editing? And the answer is yes. So I have two types of sprints, writing or editing. I just select which one I'm going to do first. Now, unfortunately, I haven't finished the functionality in my application that would do that. So I am running the writing sprints on my computer, which is what I've showed you, and then I'm running the editing sprints on my phone. And I do that because the words per hour is radically different. So you saw in the challenge, I averaged about 3,600 words. But for editing, it's closer to 13,000, just because so much of what I'm doing is reading. So you'll get to a chapter that doesn't need much work, and you'll just scan through it, and that's very, very fast. It's also part of why I can do all of this much more quickly than I would do the actual writing. So I took 2 weeks to write it and only 1 week to edit. So yes, that question is answered. I do editing sprints the same way I do writing sprints. The next question is going to require a screen capture, so we'll move into that one to show you. But I was asked, how do I prepare for a chapter? So how do I know what it is I need to rewrite or how that chapter needs to be different? So let's go ahead and take a look at the Scrivener document, and I'll show you how I do that. So let's take a look at the blockade chapter, which was a little bit shorter and has been almost entirely rewritten from scratch. The original chapter was the Johnston leaving the Primo library and heading to the sun. There are 3 Primo carriers that are attacking. They take a little damage and away they go. It's not very exciting. And so I decided it needed to be rewritten. And these are the questions that I asked myself. Number 1, what is most important for me to get across to the reader? And the answer in this case is that the Primo are really scary. Their technology is better and they're not to be trifled with. Number 2, I needed to deepen the tension in the plot, and the chapter wasn't doing that. There's just nothing tense about we fly around to the sun and escape and take a couple hits. So I thought, well, what can I do that would present things in a more sinister and more impactful light? And I decided there is a faction of the Primo government that is in on this whole Void Wraith conspiracy. And so they send these carriers, and the Johnston thinks that they're the target, when in fact, they're trying to destroy the library itself. So all 3 carriers attack the library, not the Johnston, trying to wipe it out before the Primo intelligence that they brought, the virtual intelligence, can be transmitted back to their homeworld. They have to silence this library. And in the process, the Johnston is severely damaged. So they take a few strafing runs as they're escaping, and they see this library blown up. So they know, wow, there are powerful forces moving in the Primo government. And these forces are trying to keep a lid on things. So now you've got the ship is severely damaged and can barely limp away. They don't have any allies. They've seen that the ultra-powerful Primo are mobilizing against them. So I've deepened the tension on a whole bunch of fronts, and most importantly, I've given a really good taste of what the Primo are like. So in the first version of this chapter, it was very sparse. It didn't really convey the menace and power of the Primo, and I've modified it accordingly. So whenever I'm approaching a chapter, it's those questions that I'm asking. Is this upping the tension? What purpose is it serving? What plot information is it revealing to the reader? I ask those questions, and then I decide how to rewrite accordingly. And as far as point of view, I select the point of view that is the person who has the most at risk in that scene. So this is something that Alita taught me. I mentioned her yesterday. You just look at your cast of characters and who would be the most frightened because they have the most on the line, and that is who I choose that chapter to be the point of view character. And done with day 19. So the writing got done today. All of my editing is taken care of. I am on schedule to be finished with this book by Sunday, and I'm pleased to be done for the day. I got done way earlier than I expected that I would. Just sort of flowed through this. I did all my sprints back to back. So normally I take breaks between them. I would take a 30-second break. I ran into the bathroom once, but I just did one sprint after another. So from about 7:30 until it's 9:34 a.m. now, I just wrote straight through. And so the work is done. I'm tired, but now I can relax a little bit. I probably won't do too much more today. I do have a lot of tax-related stuff that I have to deal with, an email that I have to clear, but I think I'm going to take a break. I can do some of that stuff over the weekend and early next week, but I got the important part of my day done. So I will show you in the Scrivener document what I managed to accomplish. I just thought it was important to mention the power of consistency. So I say over and over and over in both Lifelong Writing Habit and 5,000 Words Per Hour that the most important part of your career as an author is writing every day. You need to write every day. If you do write every day, you're seeing in this challenge the power of what that does. I've written every day for the last 3 weeks. I finished the book and I'm almost done with the edit. So think about what you've done in the last 3 weeks. If you're following along with the challenge, how many words did you get out? I've heard from so many of you who have cranked out like 50 to 100,000 words, and people are putting up some big numbers. And that all comes back to consistency. Put in the time, put in the effort, and you can accomplish crazy things. But that's only going to occur if you do it consistently. I mean, I know a lot of people that can do, 3, 4, 5,000 words an hour, but they only write twice a week. And sometimes they don't write for an entire week. I think the person who does 1,000 words a day every single day is going to get better and faster than that person who has that natural speed advantage. So yeah, that's the power of consistency. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I accomplished in the Scrivener document. As you can see, quite a few more chapters are done now. Most of the notes that were in this middle section of the novel have been dealt with, and large swaths of it have been rewritten. So I did 10 chapters: Library, the Admiralty, Confirmation, Blockade, Reveal, Catherine, Licking Wounds, Reconciliation, Aha, and I finished up with Scout. So this next section of the book, there's a little more rewriting I'm going to have to do tomorrow morning and a little bit at the end of the day, but this entire section is going to go very quick. And then probably Sunday, I will do all of Act 3, and I'll blow through that because a lot of those chapters are short. And then the book is done. So there you have it. You can see the massive amount of progress that's been made. We are on target to finish on schedule. So I guess we are done for the day. Let's move on to day 20.